12 News is continuing our coverage on the deadly accident at Port Arthur LNG. 3 construction workers were killed when they fell off scaffolding early this morning. 2 men died at the scene. According to JP Brad Burnett, they were a 25-year-old from Houston and a 42-year-old from Pearland. A 41-year-old from Houston later died at the hospital. According to Sempra Infrastructure, 2 other employees were also injured, but they've since been released from the hospital. Good evening, Southeast Texas. I'm Cladra Rhodes. Jordan has the night off. It's unclear when work will resume at the site. Right now, investigators are still trying to learn what caused the scaffolding to collapse.
This is really early in the investigation to make any type of determination. The facility will be investigating, OSHA will be called in, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office obviously investigating as well.
In a statement to 12 News, Bechtel wrote, "Supporting those impacted and ensuring site safety remain our top priorities." The Sheriff's Office says they won't be releasing the names of the victims today, but our Ebony Coleman spoke with a friend of one of the men who was killed. Ebony?
That's right, Cladra. Charles McLemore worked with one of the victims for 2 years ago during the Golden Pass LNG project in Sabine Pas. He describes him as a genuine person and a hard worker.
He was one of the good ones that we shouldn't have lost.
Charles McLemore says his friend and former co-worker Dontrell McGee was one of the 3 men who died when a scaffolding collapsed at Port Arthur LNG.
He was a good dad. He always did things with his kids. We worked together. We could trust him. Anytime you need anything, ask him, he would do it.
According to Sempra Infrastructure, the victims were employed by Bechtel, the contractor doing the work on phase 1 of the Port Arthur LNG project.
He hooks up the load of what the crane's going to be lifting.
McLemore says McGee, who went by the nickname Reggie, worked as a rigger.
A lot of people don't realize that every day you do jobs like that, like what Reggie did, you may not go home.
Attorney Mark Sparks says the outcome of this accident could play out in court.
If you're injured, you cannot sue your employer if that employer has workers' compensation insurance. However with a big comma, if you are killed as a result of gross negligence by your employer, your family can still file a lawsuit for the wrongful death.
Sparks says families would need to file the lawsuit within 2 years if they plan to take action.
As a result of OSHA investigations, of course, there's no awards of damages to any victims. It's all fines and warnings or disciplinary issued against the company for violation of OSHA standards.
Meanwhile, McLemore continues to remember his friend.
Fellow operators, fellow riggers, we all loved Reggie. There was nobody out there that didn't like Reggie.
Sparks says it's important to establish how this happened and who is to blame for the scaffolding collapsing for a suit to move forward. In studio, Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
Thank you, Ebony. Port Arthur LNG is a natural gas liquefaction and export terminal. The facility, a joint project between Sempra Infrastructure and ConocoPhillips, has been under construction for a little over a year now. We're looking back on its timeline and impact on local jobs.
This project consists of it's a natural gas liquefaction facility that will take U.S. natural gas that's produced in the country, liquefy it in our facility, and send it across the globe.
That was William Garola, the PA LNG general manager, in March 2024 when officials broke ground nearly a year after the project received final notice to proceed.
And it's official.
Phase 1, an almost $13 billion project, is still under construction and not online right now. Bechtel is the contractor doing the work on Phase 1 of the project. At an open house event in April 2023, Bechtel Energy Global Business Unit President Paul Marsden said the facility is meant to meet the growing demand for LNG in Europe, Asia, and other global markets.
LNG is absolutely paramount. To actually moving forward the energy transition. It is a significantly cleaner fuel.
At that same 2023 open house, Martin Hupke, LNG president at Sempra Infrastructure, said he was about keeping operations local.
The resources that are already here, the ability to get natural gas and infrastructure here, but also the people.
In 2023, Bechtel reported a local hire rate of 51.16%. In 2024, The company detailed just how many workers would be involved in building the site.
Over 5,000 people. That's a head count at its peak. But it's more than that. That's probably about 10,000 people that are going to come through the doors of this site.
12 News has attended several hiring events for the company and even classes at Lamar State College in Port Arthur, where Bechtel teamed up with the college to design courses to train future workers. In 2024, Port Arthur LNG told 12 News that the company says it's committed to bringing on skilled young workers.
You know, we're focusing on things like education, workforce preparedness, environmental stewardship.
Over the weekend, Bechtel had a hiring event for a number of jobs at that site, and there is another planned May 31st. Sempra officials tell 12 News that all 5 workers involved in the scaffolding collapse are Bechtel employees. We'll continue to press officials and site leaders for answers as the investigation continues. We'll have more coverage on 12 News Plus at 10 a.m. Just download to your TV and watch for free.